Wait, so it's white every other weapon. Can we choose every other weapon? Oh, we can only choose the light weapons.
Yeah, light weapons.
I thought you said white.
And also, you only
We only have we
have
have 25.
you've only got 4 weapon slots.
Okay.
You got 2 forward, 1 port, and 1 starboard weapon. So maybe a chain cannon.
Well, what else is there that we can add? Do we add more armor or?
You guys already did the armor.
Okay, so we have 15 to basically do with weapons.
You have 17 BP and 25 PCU.
25 PCU and what BP?
17.
Is that separate?
Yeah, that's separate. So, like the chain cannon costs 15. Well, it's 15 both for PCU and BP. So that would be like the only weapon you could get if you went with the chain cannon. Or you could get some coil guns, which are a little cheaper in BP. The gyro laser is super cheap, and the light laser cannon is the cheapest.
So you have to pay both PCU and BP?
Yeah,
What's PCU stand for?
that's your power supply.
Oh, okay, gotcha. And what? It looks like BP's. Oh,
BP is like your battle points. It's based. It's like your build points. Like you get a certain amount of build points based on your level. And so right now you guys started with 55 build points. And DJ selected the cheapest power supply for what your ship could hold.
so. And how many BP? How much BP do we got?
17.
Do a plasma torpedo.
Plasma torpedo.
Under tracking weapons.
And where do you want that? Do you want that on the forward, the port, or the starboard?
The forward.
Hello.
Hey, Kyo.
What's up?
So you're doing the light plasma torpedo launcher, you said?
Yeah, up front.
Light plasma.
All right.
And what does EMP do?
Hold on 1 second, I gotta turn down Kyo's volume.
Oh, sorry, guys.
He's super.
Well, it's okay. So, Corey, EMP stands for electromagnetic pulse.
Yeah, I mean, it basically does what it sounds like. It'll shut down enemy systems, and their ship basically just goes dead for a short little while.
That's awesome.
So we can use that to.
It glitches a system for 1d4 rounds, but functioning shields are unaffected by EMPs.
We could use it to shut down attackers, or we could also use it to, you know, raid some shit. We can go pirating.
Well, hold on. We can replace the light plasma.
Wait, what are we supposed to be? Are we supposed to be pirates, space pirates, or
Space
If
pirates.
that's what you guys want to turn into. You don't start with your ship, though. But you might get it by the end of the first session. It depends how much we get done.
what was that?
Did I make it in time?
You did, Brandon.
Man, I didn't know this was
What's
this big of a
up?
party.
We're just finishing your ship right now, so if you look under the bulletin board, there's some weapons for your ship that you're selecting. You just have to tilt your head.
Bulletin board.
Yeah, it's one of the text channels.
Oh.
We'll do the flak thrower in the back.
The flak thrower. Alright, so you're down to 7 BP.
Jason, would you mind rotating this and then
what
posting it
slot?
again?
And what slot do we have open now?
You got one on the forward and one on the port.
Wait, so we got two and okay, so there's two forwards,
Yes.
and then what's port? Which side's the port side?
That's the left side. Port is left side.
So we don't have a slot on the right side.
No, that is not available with this.
Okay, then we'll do
Alright, so I rotated it for Kyo.
we have 7.
Oh, did you? I was joking. Thank you.
Oh, I just did it too.
Oh.
Wait, we have 7.
I did it for myself.
Okay.
You said we had 7.
Wow, this is so much better.
Yeah, you got 7.
Alright, well then let's do another light plasma torpedo launcher up there.
Alright.
Wait, BP is what? Space credits?
Battle points.
Battle points. Okay.
Or build points, sorry.
Oil. BP oil.
Thanks,
BP oil.
Brandon.
This is
Yeah, yeah. They did
We're
some.
sorry.
So you
Sorry.
do have
Sorry.
2 left. You have 2 build points left, so if you wanted to put a light laser cannon on your port, that would max you guys out.
Let's do it.
Can that be a bow weapon?
No.
Okay.
This is rigged.
Alright, so your ship, if you're curious, it has passenger seating, 2
Okay.
lifeboats, and 2 light plasma torpedo launchers, 1 light laser cannon, 1 flak thrower.
I really like the flak.
Be a good weapon have or something.
Alright, but that doesn't really matter. You're not going to start with the ship anyways, but we might get to it tonight. Sorry. Let's text DJ real fast, see if he's coming. I guess while we wait for DJ, we could introduce our characters, just because some of you guys don't know each other.
AKA me.
Jason, would you? Oh wait, never mind. You texted me the link right before for editing character sheet.
Yeah, I should have sent it to you. Yeah, you've got access to it.
Oh wait,
Do you mind sending that again?
is that all in the Dropbox or what?
I can put them in the Dropbox.
Can you just send me mine or what? 'Cause I don't have mine either.
Yeah.
It's fake like that. Ignoring
What's your email address, Brandon?
me. Dude, you're so fake. Can I remember my email address?
Sorry.
It's just B and then my last name.
I don't even know how to say your last name. It's like Mondung? Mondang?
You literally perfected it the first try.
Oh, sweet. Mandoeng?
Dude, you have this on lock. I don't know why. I don't know why you're asking me.
Alright, so what is it? B Mondung
At Gmail.
Gmail? Okay.
hear me?
Yeah.
Hey.
Alright, I just sent it to you, Brandon. Derek, I sent you yours. Corey, you should have yours. Kyo,
The player sheet?
yeah, you should have yours.
Yeah, I have it.
Where do we look for that?
It should have sent you an email.
You shot an email?
Yeah, I sent it to you again, Kyo.
Oh, wait, did you send an email the first time too?
Yeah.
Sorry, I could have just. Okay. Oh, I already have this saved offline. Silly. Thanks, Jason.
Alright, so do you guys want to introduce yourselves to one another? Do you want to start, Kyo? Or Coffee?
Sure.
Is it Kofi? Coffee?
It's Kofi.
Kofi, do you want to introduce yourself, Kofi?
Okay. Kofi is a Kasatha. Is an aspiring model, and coming from the Mystic class, and lives on Akaton, and is bent on trying to save the world through the art of modeling, bringing awareness to cultural strife and just world issues.
It sounds like a mixture of Zoolander with Bono.
That's about right.
All right. Thank you, Kofi. Who wants to go next?
I have no idea what to even do about this.
I'll go. I'm quick.
All right.
Yeah.
My name is Boba Fett. I'm also a Gasafa. I'm
Nice.
I'm a bounty hunter, and not much is known about me. So I'm kind of like, if you know
Did you
me,
say-
then I'm dead. You're dead.
All right.
Did you say your name is Boba Fett?
Whoop! No, Boba Fett. Not
Boba.
Boba.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
Yeah.
Not to be confused with the Pokemon.
Not because of the Pokemon or the bounty hunter. It's a Boba Fett.
Okay.
Completely different
I
thing.
like it. I like it.
All right. Who's next?
Who's gone so far?
Just Keo and Brandon.
Okay, there's the first two.
All right. Go ahead, Riley.
I can go. My name is Nar, or Nar, if you'd rather. I'm not really sure how I want to pronounce it. I think it's gonna be Nar. But
Nari.
Nari.
Nari, bro.
This is gonna be fun trying to pronounce y'all's names.
I'm an android whose humor sensor has been turned down to 0, basically, so I have no sense of humor, and I have limited memory since my memory was wiped during some type of accident.
Okay.
Right on.
That's a Corey or Derek.
Do I need like a backstory for this?
Well, I mean, you can just make it up real fast if you want to. It doesn't have to be super complicated like Brandon's. It's just his name, and if you see him, you're dead.
I am a Guanamo. I am a masked warrior. I am a mercenary who fought the wars.
That's pretty sick.
Was that through? Is that something you have with you right now, or is that through computer?
Or did your mic break?
I do not know what you are talking about.
He's a method actor. He's like full. He's like in character right now.
I am a Guanamo, destroyer of things.
Just say
Hi,
beans.
welcome to Guanamo Bay.
He sounds like Liberty Prime. He sounds like Liberty Prime. Oh my god.
It's terrifying.
All right, Derek.
I don't even know what I could have that. So I don't have the backstory. Or I do.
You can just give us like just introduce yourself. Like, what's your name? What's your race? Your class?
Okay. I am Dog, the bounty hunter. I'm I am an android, and my class is Mystic.
All right. Sweet.
Yeah. Super excited.
All right, so I guess we'll get started. And hopefully, DJ shows up soon. So before we begin, I just wanted to share with you guys some common knowledge that you guys, as inhabitants of the Pact World system and its surrounding near space, would be familiar with. So you don't have to memorize this stuff, but it's just common knowledge. All right, so 3 centuries ago, the memories of every sentient creature were wiped clean, and what's more, data files and videos of the past were also corrupted. The moment is referred to as the Gap, and the mystery behind it has never been solved, and for the most part people have moved on and don't discuss it. However, 2 important moments also took place 3 centuries ago after the Gap. The first, a new robotic deity appeared known as the Triune. The deity Triune gifted mortals with knowledge of the drift and light speed travel. The second event is the planet Galarian disappeared. Galarian was known as the birthplace of humans, and in its absence remained Absalom Station, a massive space station floating in the orbit formerly occupied by Galarian. Due to its mysterious disappearance, the system is affectionately called the Galarian System. Shortly after Triune gifted mortals with hyperspace travel, the Vesk violently invaded the Galarian system. In response to their attack, the Galarian system banded together under the Pact Worlds Coalition. Years later, this war came to a conclusion when both sides were attacked by the world-devouring swarm. The Viscarium, that's like the government of the Vesk, signed a formal alliance with the Pact Worlds, ending hostilities. And since then, other species have come in contact with the Pact Worlds over time, forming the Pact Council. It's a system of government represented from members of each of the Pact Worlds to help promote peace and stability. And the Pact's enforcers, known as the Stewards, help keep peace across the galaxy, basically.
How long ago was the gap?
3 centuries.
You know, when did the or who did the I hear my echo.
Yeah, it's Corey.
Oh, okay. How long ago did the Vesk government, or how long ago did they try to like wipe out? What did they try to wipe out again? I missed that part.
The Vesk, they attacked it's like almost 200 years ago. Like this all happened a long time ago.
Okay.
Did they have? What was the point of them attacking?
I mean, the Vesk in general are just very aggressive people. If you couldn't tell by Corey.
And Guantanamo Bay.
I bet Corey or Guantanamo thinks people suppressed or something.
That's okay. We're here to look out for everybody.
Alright, I think I've stalled for DJ as long as I can.
We must leave the weak behind.
Alright, that's the spirit.
I like this.
Alright, so let's get started then. Alright, so the twin sons of Kulmora are dying. The heat of the red giants have made the fringe planet within near space uninhabitable, forcing its surviving settlers off-world. A fence and barricade surround the shipyard, the launch vehicles pumping steam as they prepare the ships for ignition. There are 5 massive ships that make up the civilian flotilla, a group of frigate-class ships put into production shortly after the Kulmora suns turned into red giants. The ships were designed to operate and function with the same efficiency as a small city, and after decades of development, they are ready for launch on the eve of Kulmora's destruction. Thousands of settlers from all races of the Pact Worlds form a large crowd outside the barricade trying to force their way inside the shipyard. Their advance is held back by several armed mercenaries and turrets along the barricade. The ruse of a government-funded lottery decided which settlers earned seats aboard the flotilla, but it was well known that only power and wealth could buy your way onto one of the ships. You each find yourself in relative proximity to one another in the giant crowd just outside one of the checkpoints. Each of you is without a ticket, and armed guards escort passengers from armored transport vehicles up to the gate where their credentials are checked before being allowed inside. What do you do?
What was the task at hand? We have to check an armored something.
So, your planet is dying, and there are 5
Got that.
5 ships, and you have to get onto one of them.
It's a long line to get onto the ships.
Well, basically, you guys don't have a ticket to get on one of the ships.
So you either beat our way through or you like persuade our way through. Gotcha.
Do we have all our gear?
I mean, you have what you purchased with you.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Are we all together right now, or is this just like?
You guys are in relative proximity to one another.
Do we know one another though?
No.
Okay.
I gotta find my character.
There we go. I just had to pull mine up too. A little bit rusty here.
It's okay, it's been a while.
Character sheet.
Okay. Shoot. Is there on the character sheet, Jason? Is there a list of the spells that we have?
Yeah, on the bottom there's tabs. If you click on character sheet back,
Oh. Here we
Is there
go.
any way you can send me mine? I don't have my work laptop, and my phone email only goes back like a week.
alright. Which email address do you want me to use? Because I sent it to your Georgia Southern one. Hello?
Still got your Georgia Southern email?
Yeah, I still do.
Do you want me to send it to
Nice.
that one?
What's that?
Do you want me to send it to that one?
Yeah, the C. Ernst one.
C. Ernst. All right. Sent it.
I'm downloading Google Sheets right now.
Y'all are really breaking the immersion right now.
Well,
Okay. Well, I'll go with a little just RP on this one for right now. Then, I guess I'm gonna. I don't know.
Should
I'm
we wait
trying
for
to make my way
DJ?
through people.
how much longer till our planet dies? Like, how much time do we have to get on this ship?
Well, I mean, there's not really like a clock ticking down somewhere that you can look at.
It's just getting hotter and hotter, right?
It's really hot there.
How big are these ships, and how many people do we have to cut to get in front exactly? Can you hit us a
I
little bit?
mean, it's not really a line. You guys are just like in a giant crowd of people trying to get inside because you guys don't have tickets and they're angry they don't have a ticket.
Okay, so
But these ships are huge. Like they're like the size of like a small city.
do I see guards in front of the ships?
You guys are behind a barricade, and yes, there are tons of guards along the barricade.
The government is lying.
We incite a riot.
Okay. Are we? Let's see. So we're like pretty far back in the crowd, or are we like we're close?
I mean, you guys are pretty close. You're close enough that you can see all the like the guards in the barricade, and you can see that there are people with tickets coming through you guys aboard armored transport vehicles.
I'm going to steal a ticket from someone. I'm going to beat them up.
I'm also gonna do the exact same thing.
Oh,
If I
God.
see someone with a ticket, they're going to get around.
Okay, so let me explain again. Like they're on armored transport vehicles, and they're
Oh,
driven
lame.
up to the
It
gate.
sounds like you just added that in there.
Would you like me to reread what I read the first time? You each
No,
find
listen.
yourself in relative proximity to one another in the giant crowd just outside one of the checkpoints. Each of you is without a ticket. Armed guards escort passengers from armored transport vehicles up to the gate where their credentials are checked before being allowed inside.
Hmm.
Huh. It's a little bit of a predicament, isn't it?
Okay. I would like to. Am I next to any of us?
Yes, you guys are in relative proximity to one another.
But we don't know each other, so we can't work together.
Yeah.
Fine, you
Oh,
guys
that's
know
right,
each
'cause we
other.
don't know
If
each
that
other, we
helps you
can't
guys.
collaborate.
If it helps you guys know each other.
No,
Okay, okay.
I'll be a solo and start off.
I'm solo as well.
I'm going to start making my way towards the barricade.
Yeah, I guess I do too. I'm big, so I can kind of I'll like lead the pack. I'll try and muscle my way through and have everyone else kind of like
Yeah, but I'll just follow him. The wait.
So are you guys going with that you do know each other and
I'm not. I'm just trying to make my way up to the front.
okay.
I'm gonna see them, and then I'm gonna follow them.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
I see this big dude just pushing through. I follow him.
And if I have any physical, I mean, jumping and throwing elbows.
One of the Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. I don't want to go there.
I was just gonna say one of the guards stops Corey since he's in front, or I'm sorry, one of the guards stops Iguanamo and points his laser rifle at you and asks you to stop.
Oh god.
You dare point a weapon at me?
He asks you, "Who do you think you are?" and asks you to get back behind the line.
But I have a ticket.
All right, let's see your ticket. It's like shit. Didn't think I'd get this far. I'm sorry. What'd you say?
around in my pocket. I shuffle around in my pockets like I'm looking for my ticket.
I think I left it at home.
I
Got this Sam's Club membership card.
He takes your Sam's Club card and looks at it and notices that it expired a couple months ago.
They're expensive, okay?
I would like to try to make my way through right now as well, up to where they are.
He
And
also
I would,
points his gun at you and says, "Freeze."
oh, don't mind me. I was just trying to come up here to see what the commotion was about. It looks like you're kind of oppressing this poor Vesk individual.
Why would I be oppressing a Vesk?
Barbarian? What is that supposed to mean?
Well, I know that your people have a difficult history.
Savage to these people.
That's not what I'm saying. I just told him he doesn't have a ticket, so he needs to get back behind the line.
Green lives matter! Green lives matter!
Are you saying green lives matter?
Okay, I'm gonna try to reach out to the. I'm gonna see how much reach I may have right now with my modeling. I'm gonna strike one of my most prominent poses that I know. I'm gonna go and be like, "Sorry, do you know who I am?"
I don't even know what, like, is that, are you trying to bluff him?
No,
Oh,
no,
wait, he's an icon. We can use that. Maybe he
I'm
can,
an aspiring model right now.
Yeah, he can impress the guards to just let us on.
Alright, well, make a charisma check.
Okay. I forgot. Let's see. It's exclamation point D20 plus. What's my? Oh, let me go back to character sheet for that.
It's +2.
It's only +2 right now. Jesus.
You're just a beginning icon.
Yeah,
Well-
but I'm still decently known.
Oh, iguana! Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, coffee! Or Kofi,
actually,
yes,
yes,
sorry,
it's
yeah.
common mispronunciation.
I saw you in those vids before. Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, it was when I was on the desert planet trying to bring awareness to
Well,
the.
that was my early acting career, okay?
I need the money.
I mean, you don't have a ticket by chance, do you, Kofi?
Oh my gosh, you wouldn't understand. It's just it wasn't a ticket I was going for. I was trying to get the children that already got aboard, get them, make sure they were taken care of, because the children are our future. And I think I actually gave one of my tickets to one of the children.
Think about the children.
I'm not sure I follow, Kofi. Who are these people with you?
These are. Yeah, this is my bodyguard. That's right. Of course he is.
Um,
Well, these are my fellow galactic citizens.
They tried to get him aboard, but I felt that his mission was important enough.
We're all of us, this whole group of us, we're here, and I look back at them, I believe we're trying to help the life, help life in this universe, this wonderful life that we all have to make our way through. And I have a lot of important work to do to continue saving people across our galaxy.
Alright, Kofi, give me 1 second. Let me talk with my captain. And he sort of like backs up and.
Also,
Yes?
1 second. 1 second. I pull out a little trinket that I guess I had. I don't know. And I would like to you with my knife scratch my signature into it and hand it to him.
Wow, I don't know what to say. Thank you.
Of course, you're a fan. So you're obviously a fan of preserving life.
You know what? I'm sure the captain will be fine with it. Do you have your personal communicator with you? I can forward some tickets to them.
Yeah, here's my QR code.
QR
Of
code.
course, you're fine.
So I mean, you each have personal communicators, so he uploads tickets onto your personal communicators.
Kind guard, what is your name?
My name? It's Coscats.
Coscats. You know what?
Good man, Coscats, good man.
You are doing a wonderful thing here. You are helping us do our work to help everyone else in the universe. One day, I would like to have maybe a park bench with your name on it.
Wow. I don't know what to say, Kofi.
Of course. Would you like a picture with me?
I don't know if now would be an appropriate time, but sure.
People are writing. Takes a picture.
Come on, you guys get close together. Let's get the burning planet up.
Oh, make it vertical, please. Okay.
Oh, this is a keeper. This is a keeper.
Oh, my wife's not gonna believe this.
I hand him his camera phone back. I'm assuming this is.
And hey, oh hey, Kofi, just don't mention this to anybody, okay?
Cossacks, don't you worry. I'm only gonna mention this after we have something to put your beautiful name on for doing such a wonderful gesture. for this
It's
universe.
not Cossacks, it's Cossack.
Cossack, like a codependent pair of socks.
Sure.
I lightly brush his head as we go past him.
Okay. Alright, so once you guys make your way into the shipyard, there's a different crowd anxiously shuffling in line to their appropriate ship. There are 5 massive life rafts, and you can see their call signs are printed in large black ink across the holes. And so your options are the Desna, the Eloritu, the Hylax, Ibra, and Waden.
Ooh, guys, would you care to go on board the Hylax?
Wherever you desire. I am but your bodyguard.
Looks like you have a new job, Mister. Did we decide if we know each other or not?
Yeah, we did, and I think that'd be good if I was your bodyguard. I was your bodyguard this whole time.
Excellent. Okay, yeah. Thank you, Guantanamo Bay.
But we did follow him in, right?
Yeah, he gave you guys all tickets because
We're all together.
Kofi said you were like his posse or something. I forget what he said.
Wait, but did Riley's character decide to go off and spend his money somewhere?
Riley, what are you doing?
I mean, originally.
But now that we're in, I guess we're good.
I'm just gonna stay back and see what happens. Okay. What can we tell about the ships?
You can make a history check on the names if you'd like.
Does anybody else want to make a history
Yeah,
check?
I'll make a history check as well, but I don't have very good anything really.
Where's history?
There is no history. Let's make
Physical.
Flat
You
check.
couldn't get that.
Flat check.
We'll do culture.
Culture. I'm not sure how to read this, by the way. The total. What's the total column under our skills?
That's your total bonus.
That's
So
our
I
motto.
add-
That's your modifier.
Wow. Okay, actually, I will do the check. I'll also do the check. Okay. Anybody else?
Where are we supposed to? We're supposed to put some doom.
How do you roll? How do you roll again?
Exclamation point, D20 plus whatever your modifier.
Okay, so if I were to check, what's that mean?
Corey. So right now you're
I've never done this before.
right now you are just rolling to see if you know anything about the names of the ships. You don't have to if you don't want to, but if you would like some information about the ships.
Ooh, Corey. Ooh.
So you would do the exclamation mark D20, and then for you, yours is +1. So you'll add a +1 to whatever you get.
Silly Guani, there's a reason you're my bodyguard.
Yeah, it looks like these ships were just built yesterday.
Oh shit.
It's okay. All right, so
7.
Kofi and Nair, you guys realize that these ships are named after deities? And so the first one is Desna, the Song of the Sphere. She's the goddess of dreams, luck, stars, and travelers. There's Elaritu, the hidden truth, the god of history, magic, and secrets. There's Hylax, the forever queen, the goddess of diplomacy, first contact, friendship, and peace. I guess that's why you wanted that one. Ibra, the inscrutable, god of celestial bodies. He's the cosmos, mysteries of the universe. And Waden, the endless horizon, god of discovery, equality, exploration, and freedom.
So I guess I'll share this knowledge, or who else? Yeah, who else got the role?
It was you and Nair.
Nair.
Yeah.
Should we? I guess we'll share our information with the rest of the group. And my vote is on the first or the last one, the one that was about the one that knew how to navigate stars.
And luck. Yeah, the first one's about luck.
I
The
too
stars, I think.
agree with Goofy.
Are these ships like identical otherwise?
Yeah, I mean, they're pretty much identical other than their names.
Oh, the second one was the deity of what? Secrets and.
The third one was like everything else. Or the last one was like just everything.
Do you want me to repeat it?
What was the last one again?
The last one was the god of discovery, equality, exploration, and freedom.
Ooh.
See, that sounds good too.
I
The
can
first
tell
one
you
is-
one does not like that one.
And what was the first one?
The goddess of dreams, luck, stars, and travelers.
I like
That's a
that
good. Let's do that one.
I like that
Travelers
too.
has
It's
to
a
be.
pretty safe bet, but what was
Yeah.
the second one? The second one was a little intriguing.
The god of history, magic, and secrets.
Oh, you're missing one.
No,
Can you read that one too?
because if we choose that one, we'll be history.
Oh.
I think between the first two.
You go first.
Well, I think we should all get in the same one.
Or you can just each get a
Yeah.
different ship. Make it really difficult.
Well, I gotta go
Game's over.
whichever one Coopers goes.
You don't even know your guy's name.
Is that your pet name for me?
Cover.
Gophers. Yeah, I'm actually I'm good for the first or the or Hylax. That is Hylax is my deity.
Like,
Did
We go to that one, and all the while I'm shouting,
out of the way, move, no autographs, no autographs.
So you guys are doing Desna?
Sure.
The
Okay.
first one.
Yeah. Then what about travels? Or
Oh yeah, yeah, the one.
There's the luck and travels, or there's the one that happens with my deity. I don't know if you guys.
it's your call. I'm following you.
Yeah,
Um,
you're kind of the leader in this thing since you're the one
Yeah.
who's the famous one. So it would only be natural that we're all following you.
Okay, if it's an even, we're gonna go to Hylax. If it's an odd, we're going to the first one.
Okay.
Even.
but
I like.
All right, that's Hylax.
All right.
Sometimes I like to live a little adventurously like that. I guess I flipped a coin.
He flipped a coin.
No autographs, please. No autographs. Excuse me.
All right. So once you.
You're doing great, thank you.
You can take pictures, but that's all.
A lot of people just sort of stare at you because not everyone knows who you are.
Not quite at those ranks yet.
No. Alright, so once you make it to the front of the line of the Hylax, a female android dressed in a business suit greets you at the entrance. She says, "May I please see your credentials?"
No autographs. No autographs, please.
That's all you can say.
I go to take a picture. Alright, student Gophers. We'll take a picture of you too.
I'm sorry. What's going on?
I guess somebody wanted a picture with me.
Are you taking a picture with...
My hands.
I tried, I usher Coopers to get next to the android to take a picture.
Excellent.
Smile.
I also want to compliment the android on their how well they're conducting themselves, how professionally they're conducting themselves.
Oh, thank you. It's programmed.
Don't
Okay,
let them
so-
tell you that. You've got free will. You've got free will. You're doing a great job.
Well, that's very kind of you to say, but I don't. And she smiles.
What a wonderful smile.
Now, may I please see your credentials?
Oh yes, I hand my device, I guess, over to Iguanamo to handle it.
Here they are.
Here they are.
It's really throwing me how you go in and out of your voice, Corey. She scans your personal. Oh, no, you're doing a great job. She scans your personal communicators and smiles and says, "Welcome aboard." And she ushers you guys inside.
Where do we wait, excuse me, miss, where do we go? Where should we go for? Like, is there a particular level or?
She points to your personal communicator and says that the map-in GPS route has been already uploaded along with your ticket.
Oh, that's helpful.
Ooh, wonderful. Iguanamo, I'm gonna let you look at this and tell us where we're supposed to go.
Alright, follow me.
Alright. So you guys going into the ship?
Yes.
Yep.
Hey, out of character here, are we? Did I make it up that you guys are part of my posse, or are we doing it like where y'all are like we're all like a group already? As
No, we're your posse, I think.
I think
okay,
yeah.
so we're already part of.
They're your groupies. I'm your guard.
You're my bodyguard.
Yeah.
I
Like my who was that? My Tina Turner bodyguard.
I just saw the commotion. I just kind of walked up. I don't really know you guys. I've kind of seen you on like those like shitty 3 a.m. commercials or whatever.
Those are hard work. Okay, so Naire, you just kind of like what's that called when you just kind of like join into a group just by
I'm all for the ride.
Yeah. Okay, so everybody else, we're in. I guess we're in Kofi Enterprises. And Nair, you're there. Awesome. I would, as we're walking, I would like to Nair. No, I don't know your name yet. Who is this fine young individual joining us?
My name is Nair. I am very proud to meet you. Thank you for helping me.
Oh, of course. I didn't know we were, but I'm glad you got to join along anyways.
You seem very familiar.
Oh, you may have seen me. I'm a bit of a bit of a celebrity.
Ah, yes, I do remember those commercials. You were advertising for extra coal mining. That's partially why this solar system is going to hell, isn't it?
I think I must have been advocating against it. I would never go for something so destructive.
No, I'm an android. I remember everything.
Oh, well, sometimes the lines are just written funny. I don't support them anymore then, especially since that's killing the entire world.
Who are the rest of these people in your party?
This is Guani, my bodyguard. Or Iguanamo, sorry.
Iguanamo. It's
Guani.
okay. It's okay.
And Woba Fett, I'm not sure. My agent just said that we should have Woba Fett along with us. I don't really know what he does, but he's always there in the shadows.
I just sort of stare at him.
No stars complete without a stalker.
And the last one?
So who do we have here? We have
You got Dog the Bounty Hunter left.
Dog the Bounty. Oh wait, I mixed up the. Okay.
No.
Well,
They're both bounty hunters.
I feel like we both do you dirty work. Like we made it. So
Yeah,
you were famous.
Now, I guess we're all bodyguards.
We all kind of
We're all bodyguards.
we all
That
threaten
big of a
other
deal.
people.
People are gonna just be in awe just because you have such a large security detail.
They're like, who is
Oh,
this
wait.
guy?
So it's how we spread your fame.
Yeah.
That was my agent's plan the whole time. Like, well, we're not really that famous, so let's make it look like it.
We had 3
Lots of
bodyguards.
bodyguards.
Still let me tag along.
Yeah, we have 3 bodyguards. Did you notice there's a guy following us?
Well, if you remember everything, you're the biographer. You're
There
doing
you
his
go.
autobiography. You're writing his autobiography.
Did you just hire me?
Oh my god.
It's like, what's that movie, Almost Famous?
And DJ, since he's the pilot, he's the chauffeur.
He's gonna have to wear the hat. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, it's like you're like the journalist there. You're like the
No,
most technical.
he's writing your autobiography.
Yeah, I like that.
Because you're an up and coming star. This is perfect for autobiography.
Nair's our social media specialist.
Nair actually has high physical science. He's like a doctor almost.
Ooh, sweet.
Well, we need a medic too, just in case he gets injured on the runway.
In case I have a hangnail or something. Nair, would you like to be my rider?
You're a writer.
Yeah.
I mean, I suppose I do owe you.
It is a great honor.
When you say it with that voice, it's so funny. It's a great honor.
So he just left.
Derek had to go to bed, he said.
Derek was the other bounty hunter? Okay.
Lost dog.
Yeah, you lost dog. But you still got Woba, but he's muted.
But
Okay. Well, great. So, well, what would you guys like to do first? We got a brand new cruise ship to go explore.
well, I'm gonna go ahead and take a step behind since I'm the rider now. I'm just gonna kind of observe, kind of the method of the madness of Kofi, I suppose now.
Sparks. All right.
DJ!
What's going on?
DJ, our story is taking a turn for the awesome.
Alright, what did I miss?
So we actually all knew each other for this adventure. We are all see, Keo is actually a low-grade star, and we are all his bodyguards. You're his chauffeur, and Riley is his autobiographer.
Can I be his like the sound tech guy?
The sound tech guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can. Well, so I guess the android is recording all the events, and then if you want to be the.
I'm like the
The light technician.
what's the guy that holds the mic and stuff?
The boom op.
Yeah, maybe the boom op.
Wait, what kind of star are you, Keo?
I'm a model. That's all I do. I'm just a model, and I'm like a spokesperson for like active. I'm like an activist, like spokesperson. But it's like I always.
You do the lighting on the photo shoots, DJ.
Definitely, I do all that stuff. That's me.
And because you're the pilot, you're also the chauffeur.
Why do I do everything?
You also have a hat.
Is this what I get? A top hat?
No, like a little chauffeur hat.
Okay.
It's like a paperboy hat.
Okay. Definitely. All right.
I can see Jason with his head in his hands as we speak.
No, I'm just like deleting everything right now.
This whole story ruined. Live male models.
Yeah, it was.
Oh man!
Yeah, this is basically like Kofi Enterprises, but like it's like way overproduced for the level of fame that we actually have. Like,
See, I've spent my whole life tinkering with the sound and all that kind of stuff, and I'm looking for my big break. So I'm basically an intern. I'm doing this all for free.
Yeah, it's
Like
an unpaid
I'm
internship.
Just to give you a rundown on what has happened so far, though, we just left a planet that was, I guess, burning up, and we used what's your character's name?
Kofi.
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 We used Kofi's fame to get us on board one of the last life vessels, as everyone else
Nice.
was like scavenging to survive, and that's how we got on board because we all acted like we were with him, but really we were, because
Hey,
that just makes it that much better.
I knew
Yeah.
that name sounded familiar. I knew that name sounded familiar. That was the
What?
former Secretary General of the UN, Kofi
Yeah,
Annan.
Kofi Annan. Yeah, that is actually exactly where I stole it from.
Sorry, Keo.
That's okay. That's fine. It's I mean, it's fitting. Well, I'm an activist. I guess I don't know if it's fitting for political power or anything, but.
Okay.
So we're just like walking on the ship now, and we literally scored tickets, yeah, from fame, like low grade fame.
All right.
Okay.
So you guys, you're standing on the walkway overlooking the central atrium of the ship. There's bright green vegetation and flora growing inside rows of hydroponic reservoirs, neatly arranged within the confines of a natural park in the center of the ship. And you can smell the fresh scent of grass and pine. Surrounding this atrium are all of the different buildings and rooms meant to house its passengers along their voyage. And there's like interconnected walkways and elevators that span across the atrium, interlacing one another so people can travel across the ship with ease.
Ooh.
Sort of
Nice,
to
nice.
paint a picture.
And hey, Kofi, where's our room?
Oh, I don't know. I gave my device over to Iguana here to take care of that for us.
Oh, here it
Let's
is.
see.
Sorry.
Let's see.
You can tell by looking at the personal communicator where your room is. It's in one of the several buildings.
Following me. No detour. Excuse me.
What is that?
That's my voice.
That's our wonderful Iguana Bay leading us to our rooms.
Iguanamo Bay. Kofi
No
Annan.
autograph.
What? What have I walked into?
I have no idea.
Wait a minute. Who's mayor? Like the mayor?
That's
Like the
Riley.
hair like the hair removal?
Air, or however you like to pronounce it.
Nare.
All I'm thinking about is the hair removal thing.
No. That's just how it was on his home planet. No, it's Nare now. Now that he's part of the group.
Yeah, it's ethnic.
He's part of the Kofi Money team.
Okay, let's see. So first thing I want to do is locate my room, and then immediately find a computer to hack into the system and upgrade my room to something nicer.
I was going to say that Kofi has a very nice room because the guard who gave Kofi the tickets was a fan. So Kofi, you've got like an executive suite. It's got like this giant king size bed. There's your own personal bathroom. There's plenty of like built-in bookshelves. You got like a decompression compartment where you can like enjoy launch without like having to worry about the turbulence or anything like that. The rest of you guys got like closets because you're just his
Oh,
entourage.
That's not gonna work for me.
I just walk in and toss my stuff on the bed. Oh, I need a little rest now.
Well, you don't want to share, do you?
Well, obviously I'm gonna have our little lurking in the shadows bounty hunter or whatever sitting in the I don't call him Bounty Hunter. What is he? Woby. Woby's gonna be in the shadows like he always is, probably anyways. So why not? Come join the party. Let's get some mind enhancers in here.
Would you say mind enhancers?
Mind enhancer.
I'll go fetch some mind enhancers.
I'm gonna go make my way to my room. I'm not very happy. I look at his arrangement and I have kind of a sense that my arrangement's gonna be much less accommodating.
Yeah, so like I said, like yours is like a almost like a barracks because like these things were designed to fit lots and lots of people. So you're just in like a giant room with like tons and tons of bunk beds.
Okay, yeah, that's not gonna work for me.
Wait, is that a
Is there at least a
different
mouse
room
wheel?
class, or you said it was like a closet, but I guess it's in a giant room, or is that just his?
Oh, sorry, I was just joking. Like, yeah, you guys are like in a barracks right now. The rest of you guys.
All
Just
right.
like communal sleeping rooms.
Yeah, because like there are thousands, almost millions, I guess, people on this ship.
All right. Let's see. I would like to make a culture check to kind of. I make culture checks to understand spaceships. So I'd like to make a culture check to see if I recognize this type of ship and maybe, you know, access terminals that may be lightly guarded or ways to access the computer system without having to, you know,
Sure.
easy ways to access the computer system. Can you roll for me? I got a baby in my hand.
Yeah, so
I
you,
get a +7.
okay. The skills in this game are ridiculous. Like you can have such high bonuses.
My computer's is +11.
All right, so you got a 22. So you recognize that this is a frigate class ship. It's ginormous. It's like it's a life raft. It's designed to carry civilizations off planets to different systems
I see.
to preserve their life. Yeah. So there are tons and tons of computer terminals throughout the ship. Um, they're not all guarded just because there's so many of them, and there's no way for them to all be guarded. And but I mean, like the firewalls, I guess, they're pretty advanced, I guess, for
Okay.
they need to be.
Right, of course, of course. You don't want just anybody hacking into these things.
Right.
Does anyone come with me?
I guess I come with you. I let Kofu.
All right, Guano, let's go. Guano, is that your name?
Offensive to my people.
All right. So, I find a computer, and as I'm walking down, finding this terminal I'm going to access, I'm kind of on the lookout for really people that just look like people I shouldn't like. I'm very judgmental. As a rodent, I haven't been treated treated right. So I'm kind of biased towards these people. So I'm looking for like really smug-looking people, and then I crack my knuckles when I reach the terminal. All right, let's do this, and I start typing fanatically at the terminal. Watch my back, Guano, whatever your name is.
Guano.
While you're doing it, are you like squeaking like a rat? Like,
The whiskers are kind of moving side to side.
yeah, his whiskers are twitching every now and again.
Oh yeah, definitely. And what I'm trying to do is access basically the arrangements, the sleeping arrangements, and what I want to do is just switch my name with somebody random. Preferably if I could be on top, if my room could be on top of Kofi's room, so I could be as obnoxious as possible to him.
Okay. So how does hacking work for your character?
You gotta make a computers check again. You gotta determine the DC of me hacking into him, and I make a computers check.
All right. Go ahead.
You gotta roll for me. I got
Oh.
+11.
Oh my God.
Hey, by the way, Jason, if it helps your planning, I'm gonna actually have to leave earlier than later the time.
That's fine.
Natural.
He got a 12, so 23. So yeah, you easily bypass the firewalls of the system,
Oh,
and
this stuff is easy. Did anyone design this stuff?
Are
Who's
you
designing this?
purring? Are you purring?
Oh, sorry, and that's when you notice that my tail's kind of like rubbing behind my ear a little bit. I'm like, "Ooh, sorry. I get distracted, so I'm just typing. And then chirping.
As he's typing away, I like scratch behind his ear.
Man of culture, I see. Man of culture.
so you are able to easily see that there is a room above Kofi's, but it is occupied.
Do I recognize the name at all?
The name is Kills.
Is Kills?
QHELS.
Wait a minute. What's his name?
Kills.
And how do you spell it?
QHELS.
I thought you said Quill, like we were in Guardians of the Galaxy or something.
No, that was when your name was Rocket.
Yeah. All right, so I look back at Iguanamo. Hey, you wouldn't mind being right above Kofi, would you?
Oh,
I prefer it. Sorry. I had something stuck in my throat.
I hope you don't mind sharing a room, but here we go. And I hit the enter key, and then make the change.
All
I
right.
don't care who that is. He's in our room now.
All right. So you notice on your personal communicator that your ticket sort of like glitches for a second, and it displays your new
Yes.
ticket number and room number.
Great. Hey, Iguanamo, can you grab my bags?
No.
What? No respect. No respect. All right, so I grab my bags and head off to our new room.
As you make your way to your new room, you see that there is a man being forcefully dragged out of the room, screaming at the top of his lungs that this was his room a second ago and that there must be some misunderstanding. And the men dragging him out of the men dragging this guy out of your room now apologize for the inconvenience.
They just let anyone on these ships, don't they?
I hear the barracks are really comfortable.
What was that, Corey?
I hear the barracks are really comfortable.
Oh. Isn't that where you're sleeping, Corey?
I thought I was going to sleep.
Oh no, I didn't put your name on this register. This is mine.
What about me?
Oh, did you come with us? You're quiet.
Remember, I stay in the back. I just record everything Kofi does.
Whoa. You recorded this?
It's my job. I record everything.
I'm sorry. I just, like, in my mind, like, with your voice, I imagine some, like, skinny little African dude carrying around the camera. Like, you got, like, the really worn white button-down open t-shirt going on.
Come on, Nari. Let's go back to our sleeping quarters.
I can change my accent without much of an issue since I'm an android.
Whoa. I'm sorry. I didn't realize you were an android. My apologies.
Fucking rat.
Whoa. What? Right, so see, this is where I'm gonna go to my room, and you can go back to the barracks, and maybe we can meet up later for in Coffee's room or something. I gotta do a sound check here in about an hour, but I was really hoping, and I'm stretching, I was really hoping to get some sleep beforehand.
I have to go to Kofi's room to record what he does.
So do you, like, record all the time? Like, everything?
I'm writing his autobiography, of course.
I mean,
You're writing his autobiography? Wait a second.
You missed a little bit, Brandon.
it's a ghostwriter, okay?
Get back at a good time.
Kofi doesn't have time to write his own book.
I mean,
He's a very busy man.
I mean, guys, let's be honest here. I mean, he's famous, but he's not like that famous. I mean,
And I kind of grabbed Sparks.
Yeah, we all like size up. We like all get our guns out.
okay, all right, relax.
This chapter will be called "Fucking Rat."
Fucking rat. I can't tell if because of your accent, it's actually fucking right, or it's like fucking rat.
Rat.
Okay. Fucking right, mate.
Most famous person in the whole galaxy.
Wow, I was just honestly doing this for the recommendation at the end. But okay, all right. If you guys are big into Kofi, that's cool. I am too. I'm down with the Kof. We can.
Hashtag down with the cove.
That's the other title to the.
No chapter.
We probably should say down with the cove. That's probably
Oh, good call.
It takes on an ironic tint later on in the series.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why you're the autobiographer.
So red lights begin to pulse around the ship.
Oh, great.
So there are some more androids passing by that tell you that signifies that the ship is about to launch and that you should probably get into your rooms.
Yeah, you guys should probably go get in your room.
Do we even know where the ship is going?
I mean, you guys didn't really ask.
This planet's about to die, so anywhere's better.
I didn't know if that was common knowledge or not.
Oh, no, it was
Yeah,
not.
I thought they were all going to the same spot. I just kind of assumed it.
Oh wait,
It's like
Jason. Did
Yes.
we hop aboard the Hylax or the first one about luck and travel?
You did the Hylax.
Oh, okay.
Is that the right one, Kofi?
Well, I mean, on my character's whim, it was between that one and the luck one because Hylax is my deity.
Oh.
So do like each room have like a place to strap in? How does that work?
So each room has I called it a decompression compartment. It's kind of like just a small little personal pod where you get strapped in, and it sort of like simulates the same thing as having like a spacesuit on, so you don't really feel the turbulence of taking off and whatnot.
So we don't have those in the barracks.
No, you do, but they're just really shitty. You're definitely gonna feel it.
Mine's not even the right size, so at least I'm gonna have to complain. I'm gonna have to write a bad Yelp review.
Alright, RA and Woba, let's go down to the barracks.
Hurry up, guys! Be careful.
So by the way, I'm about to leave the session.
Okay.
So I don't know if I'm just gonna say my character is can be auto-played, I guess, but I guess for story's sake, it's just gonna be like, oh, I'm so tired. I'm going to sleep after all that burning planet nonsense. All right, I'll sorry, I'll let you finish your thing here, Jason, and I'm gonna.
No, we won't play too much longer. I don't want you to miss too much. So I just want to make sure I get this straight. So Kyo and DJ, you guys are like in individual executive suite rooms. You're in your little decompression compartments, and
Yes.
the rest of you guys are down in the barracks with the rest of the plebs.
And with
The
Kill.
commoners.
I suppose.
I hope you guys are next to Kill.
He's still screaming and kicking, even though they're like forcefully putting him into a decompression chamber. So the red lights now turn green, and the whole ship begins to shake as the engines begin to pump at full throttle. Well, let's say Kofi, since what is your name? Oh, Sparks. You can't even see out of like the little porthole of the.
No, I'm not tall enough.
Yeah, you're not tall enough, so you can't really see through the hole. But Kofi, you can see out through your little window of your decompression compartment, and it's actually got a nice view of the outside because you've got a window view of the outside, of course.
A balcony suite.
Yeah. So through a small window slat in your pod, you can see out into your room and the portholes beyond that. And so from your position, you can see through the portholes as the blue skies, they kind of grow darker as the ship rockets upwards, finally coming engulfed in like a red fire as you pass through the atmosphere. Minutes pass with relative ease before your pod opens, and you're allowed to unbuckle your restraints.
Can I turn on the zero gravity in my room?
That's not a standard feature, but I guess you could hack into the computers to do that.
I don't want to draw too much attention, but I'll have to remember this next time. I want an even more upgraded room.
That has zero gravity as a standard function.
Yeah, and of course, you're in space.
I suppose.
Yeah, I'm gonna stepping out. I'm stretching out, and I'm gonna start doing my my meditative process before going to sleep. It involves hanging upside down. And
Are you still in your room, or did you step out?
that's pretty much it. I think I'm still in my room.
Oh, darn it.
DJ, you have a very similar room with a window view of the outside.
But I can't see. I'm not tall enough. I guess I
You
see
can
the
stand
black.
on your bed, I guess.
You can jump.
Yeah, try jumping
I'm
out.
jumping on my bed.
Everyone else getting out of their pods and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, all the pods are opening up now that you guys have cleared the atmosphere.
Nice.
Alright, I guess I get out and make my way towards Kofer's room. I'm a creature of habit.
What are you doing, Woba?
I'm chilling, watching everything unfold.
Okay.
I'm just sort of staring. I thought I was a group stalker. I thought that's what I was doing.
Oh, so you're just immediately going back to Kofi's room?
Yeah.
I'm calling room service. Do they have that? Is it
Ah.
a standard feature?
Yes, you can call room service from your personal communicator.
Thank God. I was afraid that I ended up in like the average suites.
A female voice answers your personal comm and asks what you would like.
I would like a meal for, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of us. I'm just going to assume that the rest are going to make their way back here to Kofi. The world revolves around them.
So did you also go back to Kofi's room?
No, I'm in my room, but I'm going
Oh.
to call room service, and I know it's right below, so...
Oh,
I'll just take
okay.
it to
Okay.
somebody else.
She says right away.
Good. I could get used to this. Much better than that hell of a planet.
All right. I'm logging out, guys.
All right.
Okay.
Have a good night, Q.
See you, man.
All right. Kofi is going to pass out, or you can autoplay Kofi to whatever.
Kofi is
I'm-
high on the mind stimulator.
The powdered mind stimulator. He's a star at
The
powdered
mind
version.
enhancer. The mind enhancer.
Okay. All right. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm going into right now. So autoplay, please. All right. I'll talk to you guys soon enough.
All right. See ya.
All right. Bye.
He is always high. I can't imagine you got a lot of good information for this autobiography.
Hey. He is very kind.
A lot of nose.
What is he?
All the nosebleeds. I have to keep handkerchiefs all the time. All the nosebleeds he has.
Oh my god.
Jesus.
Kofi tells me to erase those videos.
No. You know who you remind me of now, Riley? You're like the Unsullied. Like what's his face?
Great
Worm
worm.
tongue.
Yeah, Grey Worm tongue. Yeah.
Worm tongue.
You hear a knock at your door.
I answer.
It's a female android with a plate of food for you guys. And
Yeah,
she,
just take it below the room below me. We're gonna go hang out down there.
okay. And
Chop chop.
she says, "Of course, sir," and backs out.
And I hitch a ride on her because I'm too lazy to walk down there myself.
Fucking rat. You just mount someone?
That's an android. It's
Sure.
We're not real people.
Those are
I was gonna say, Riley is an android.
Oh, that's gonna be awkward. Well, you see, it's not that I intend to be racist. It's just that I've always worked with computers, and so like you being part computer to me is just it's strange to work with something my whole life, and then to see like something that I should be considered my equal. It's tough for Sparks to rationalize that right now. It's not intentional.
Fuck you.
King rat.
King
Right?
rat.
Alright.
I got you guys lunch or dinner or whatever time it is. I don't know. What do androids eat?
Yeah, I was
Do
gonna
you
say,
eat?
what do androids? Do they eat? Do they eat like oil, or is it just like?
What do you look?
Well, it's not complete robot. Just
Yeah, I mean, you're not. Androids aren't complete robots.
So do I eat?
Thank you, Sparks.
Let's see if it mentions anything about whether or not they eat. Yes, it actually does say, due to their biological components, androids need to eat and sleep, but as constructed beings, they do not reproduce in the human fashion and have no biological need for gender.
Oh.
But you can identify strongly as male or female,
Ooh,
but you can shift
can't listen-
fluidly
can't
or
listen to
ignore it
my
altogether.
that's so progressive. Wow. Wow.
We are non-binary.
anime. He is the whole LGBTQ. The whole spectrum.
So as you guys are walking into Kofi's room, Sparks, from your view on the android's shoulder, you're able to clearly see out the window, and you can hear like the hum of the ship as you assume would be the drift engines coming to life because you guys are about to make that jump into light space. And out the window you can see the 4 other ships preparing to also enter light space. 3 of the ships sort of like zip away, they disappear because they have entered the drift space. But the 4th ship, you recognize the vessel as the Desna. It's one of the other ships that you guys contemplated getting aboard. And the ship's exterior, the Desna, starts to glow a red hot, and there's like a small series of explosions erupting from the hull all of a sudden.
Oh my.
But you can't hear a thing because it's space.
Of course.
But then the ship finally explodes in one ball of fire, and debris from the ship is sent rocketing in all direction, and debris from the ship of the Desna begins to bombard the Hylax, and shaking the whole ship. You guys are sent sprawling to the floor, and once more there are red lights around the room beginning to pulse as a sign of an emergency. So the android says to you guys.
It's a good start.
What's going on, Android?
Or are we ending there?
We can end there if you guys want to.
It's your choice. I
That's
didn't want to get too far ahead of Keo, so.
yeah. I mean, if you guys want to end there, we can. That's a good spot to end, I guess.
No. Hold on. Wait a second.
Okay.
Maybe we don't. Maybe we keep going.
What?
Weren't you the one who suggested it? Oh, okay. All right. Join us next week as we continue our adventures in space.
Cool.
Cool.
Thanks, Jason.
Yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed it.